Philando Castile followed the law. He was polite, showed respect, and listened to directions. 7 bullets was his reward. You see, when a cop runs away from his partner, fearing him more than the quote-unquote threat he responded to, you have to know something's wrong with this picture. Breonna Taylor was asleep in her bed when officers barged into her home without warning and sprayed bullets everywhere, disregarding the human lives inside, while the suspects they were looking for were already in custody. You have to see we cannot go on like this. George Floyd lost consciousness with a knee on his neck, begging, pleading for his life, repeating, "I can't breathe," crying out for his mama after complying and not resisting, all for a false charge. When 3 other officers kept a hold on his body and the bystanders at bay while he died on the pavement, you have to see that things need to change. There are many more men and women of color needlessly murdered at the hands of police, yet some people don't see it that way. The police were justified. The police were employing their training. The police feared for their lives. No. The little girl who ran out of the back seat away from the bullets feared for her life. Her mother, sitting next to her dead boyfriend, having watched him be killed in cold blood, thinking she might be next, she feared for her life. The boyfriend who heard people break down the door with no clue as to who they were or what could happen to him or his love, he feared for their lives. The many men, women, and children who watch these events and expect justice, they fear for their lives. But the men wearing Kevlar, a badge, a gun, and the privilege of their skin, they didn't fear anything except getting caught. It's a fucked up world when many men who are clearly guilty get away with murder. When we are unsure that although 4 men were arrested, we question if they will actually be found guilty and convicted for their crimes. It's a fucked up world when I am more relieved that my father has been dead for the last 14 years rather than alive, because I know he would be a face on the news, a chant, a hashtag, that he would be added to the long list of names simply because of the color of his skin and the clothes he wore. It's a fucked up world that there are millions of us living with generational trauma in our bodies, fearing cops and authority regardless of whether we are doing something right or wrong, feeling the pain, turmoil, and injustice that our ancestors suffered. It's a fucked up world when we teach little white boys and girls they can trust the police, that if they are ever in trouble that they should call 911, while black mothers and fathers have to teach their kids that one wrong move, one wrong word could mean a death sentence. It's a fucked up world when people scream about how murderers and rapists deserve the death penalty or a lifetime in prison, but acquit murderers because they wear a badge and swear rapists into office because they have money and a light complexion. How long can this go on? How long can people ignore the truth? Why isn't watching the videos enough for you to understand the problem? You search to find something wrong with them rather than take off the lens of privilege that you wear. You blame the victim rather than the perpetrator. How long can we all live in fear? Protesters are shot with rubber bullets and tear gassed for peacefully speaking up or simply giving people first aid. When people are standing on their porches, their private property, and are shot at by police. How long can the system keep going this way without actual change, arming cops like soldiers after only a few months of training, teaching them there are no consequences for their actions, teaching them that how to shoot guns is more important than how to de-escalate a situation? How long until we finally put a stop to the insanity? How long until the end of the war going on in our own country? How long can you all turn a blind eye? We have decided that enough is enough. We will not continue to let this go on. You will see what is going on. You will say their names. Enough is enough. No more.